Good day, everyone. Our topic for today is Unit 3, Developing Mission, Goals, and Objectives. My name is DARL JAYSON, BADUA, and I will be your presenter for today. So my subtopics are the mission statement, setting goals, and developing objectives. First, let us discuss what is mission statement. Simply, a mission is a public declaration that schools or other educational organizations use to describe their founding purpose and major organizational commitments. That is, what they do and why they do it. Mission statement describes the school's founding purpose, what they do and why they do it. It is the why of one's institution. Before I proceed, let me emphasize this acronym IE. IE in Latin IDS means that is. This is to specify. We usually interchange the usage of IE in the acronym of EG, which is exempli gratia, meaning, for example. We usually use IE or read IE as for example, which is incorrect. When we see IE in a paragraph, it is being read as that is. Now let us proceed. Mission statement, according to Maria Kampman, if your school is a car, then the mission statement is the engine. Imagine a car without its engine. It's useless, right? It cannot move. It is the mechanism that allows your school to run through the challenges of the society. It helps the school to move towards its destination. Now, before I proceed, let me first discuss what is the difference of mission and the word vision. Vision, or the vision statement, is a public declaration that schools or other educational organizations use to describe their high-level goals for the future. When we say high-level goals for the future, it is what they hope to achieve if they successfully fulfill the organization purpose or the mission of the school. A vision statement may describe a school's loftiest ideals, its core organizational values, its long-term objectives, or what it hopes its students will learn to be capable of doing after they graduate. Maria Campen emphasized that if your school is a car and your mission statement is the engine, the school vision statement is the GPS system. It guides the school to its destination, as how the GPS system guides a car. Without the vision, schools are misdirected to what it wanted to achieve. Now let us proceed. To create a mission statement, you should first have a vision for where you wanted to see your school in the future. Generally speaking, a vision statement expresses a hope for the future reality, while the mission statement declares the practical commitments and actions that a school believes are needed to achieve its vision. Hence, vision is the school's theoretical aspiration, while the mission as a practical action to achieve it. Now let us talk about the writing a school mission statement. How do we write a school mission statement? We have got first gather stakeholders. Second, look at your school. Third, look at the future. Fourth, write your first draft. Fifth, give the school mission statement to the community. And sixth, put your school mission statement into action. First, let us talk about gather stakeholders. Teachers, parents, and staff, students all have unique perspective. Use their feedback to build a comprehensive school mission statement that recognizes the diversity of opinions found in the school community. To start, consult your students, parents, and teachers, staff, and other members of the school community with their insights to offer. When they are consulted on the changes of the school mission statement, they are more likely to support it in a classroom throughout the day-to-day operations of the schools. Next one, let us talk about the look at your school. Every school has unique opportunities, challenges, weaknesses, and strengths. Luckily, your school is full of data that can help you identify these areas. What are these data? These data are socio-economic status of the students, urban versus rural schools, diversity in the classroom, common discipline problems, attendance rates, staff assessment results, special needs students, and student achievement. Every piece of information is an important part of your school's unique identity. Use the data you have identified and the top issues, strengths, and opportunities for the growth in your school community, making it as the basis of your mission statement. Let us proceed to the next one. Look at the future. A vision is what you hope your future will be, and a school mission statement is what's going to get you there. It's extremely important you write your mission statement with the future in mind. With your stakeholders, take all the data you've collected and ask. Based on what you know about your school, ask the question, what will it look like in 5 or 10 years if we are completely successful? And there's your vision. And to develop your mission statement, ask what steps the school may use or needs to take to achieve the vision. And there's your mission statement. Let us proceed to the next one. Write your first draft. You've answered the question and gathered the data. Now it's time for the hard part, putting down all into words, making your first draft. It might seem like daunting task to create an articulate, comprehensive, and inspiring plan of your school future rather. Just start with a draft. It doesn't have to be perfect. You'll have plenty of opportunity to revise it over the next few steps. This is the part where you start writing your mission statement. But be reminded that it is still susceptible for changes. If you'd like, ask stakeholders with a talent for writing to give you a hand. And always keep in mind to be what? To be authentic. Keep your school and community in the mind all times as you're writing and speak to the real needs they're seeing. Meaning making it responsive to their needs, making it relevant to the school's client, which is the community, your stakeholders. Fifth, give the school's mission statement to the community. Present your school mission statement to the whole community. This could be through a meeting with the district leaders, a parent symposium, or through the school newsletters. Invite community members to raise any objections with you. If you missed a key issue, this is the opportunity for them to contribute ideas. Gather feedback from the community and make sure that the concerns of the majority of your stakeholders have been met. Use this opportunity to explain why your school mission and vision statement important for the future growth and how you see the needs of the community reflected in it. Next one. Put your school mission statement into action. Now for the hardest part, using it. All the hard work you put into your school mission statement is useless if you put it up on the wall and forget about it. Put the mission statement everywhere. On the wall, on your office, make sure it's visible to the entire community. Go over why is it important, how it reflects the school's priority, and how it should be used to guide classroom decisions. Make sure parents and students know about what the mission statement means, and tell the students why it is important to your school. It's also good for idea to revisit the mission statement at the beginning and end of every year. Is it still relevant? Has anything major changes happened? Are you still actively working to achieve your vision? If there are changes, it's time to realign your goals and priorities. Schools are not defined by the mission statement on the walls. They are defined by what actually goes on in the classrooms. Now, let us proceed. Let us talk about why school mission statements are important. Why is it really important? First, reason is it guides community growth. School mission statements are tools used to drive growth within the school community and guide it towards a desired outcome. Use the school mission statement to guide staff development through seminars and workshops. In our current situation, these seminars and workshops can be done through online and digital ones. It is used also as the guide to build a school improvement plan, emphasizing that the school's mission statement should be the focus. Focus on areas of growth not just in classroom but for their staff. When school mission statement guides learning, teachers are better equipped to serve students in a way that aligns with the school vision and mission. Now let's proceed to the next one. Second reason is guides decision making and priorities. Once written, the mission statement must become a living document that informs all day-to-day practices of the administrations, the teacher, and the students. Mission statement should influence all processes in the school, from the teaching and the learning instruction to the administrative practices. This means the school's mission statement have serious implications for the priority and goals of your school, including how money, time, and other resources are allocated. Number 3, gives weight to the learning process. Ultimately, schools' mission statements are classroom tools for guiding, shaping, and the learning process. If your mission statement places an emphasis on the digital skills, it might lead teachers to use blended learning approach, just like how we how our learning system operate right now, using different modalities for learning at once. If curiosity and exploration are a priority, then project-based learning or inquiry-based learning might be useful classroom strategies. When the mission statement align with what's happening in the classroom, students will learning improve. After all, isn't that the ultimate goal of the school? Now, let us proceed to our next topic, setting goals. Let us define what is goals. A broad statement about the long-term expectation of what should happen as a result of your program, the desired result. It emphasizes here that the goal is a long-term expectation, hence does not require immediate accomplishment. Goals, they describe the knowledge, skills, and attitude expected of graduates and should be consistent with the mission of the program and the mission of the institution. It is what the program developments aspire their products, which is, sino yung mga products is the learners, to manifest at the end of the program. It also emphasizes that it should be congruent and in line with the school mission. Program goals answer the following questions. First, how do program goals relate to the program mission? Next one, how does this program fit into the students' overall development? Next one, what general categories of knowledge and abilities will distinguish your graduates? And what are the key competencies, categories graduates of the program should know or be able to do? The main function of a program goal statement is to form a bridge between the lofty language of the mission statement and the concrete specific nuts and bolts of the program objectives. Goals are inspired from the mission statement of the school, and it is the prerequisite when making objective which is less broad than goals. It connects the broad aspiration of the mission statement and the more specific concepts of the objectives. Now let us proceed. Possible approaches for setting goals. What are the possible approaches according to the UCF Academic Program Assessment Handbook 2005 for setting our goals? First, we have ideal graduate. Describe the perfect student in your program in terms of his or her knowledge, abilities, values, and attitudes. Which of these characteristics can be directly attributed to the program experience? List the skills and achievements expected of the graduates of the program. Describe the program alumni in terms of their achievements, such as career accomplishments, lifestyles, and community involvement. Describe the ideal student at various phases in your program, focusing on the abilities, knowledge, values, and attitude that this student has either acquired or has had supported as a result of your program. Describe what you think an ideal student will be. Then base your goals from that idea. Make sure to inline it with your mission. Next one. Think of what an ideal unit of program would look like and show its services and operations. Refer to your mission. Would need to be conducted to reach that vision. Think of how you would improve, minimize, maximize, provide, and etc. From the concept of the ideal student you have, plot out the ideal program you view you would produce and that ideal students you aspire, and then state these ideals as your goals. Next approach is existing material review. Review current material which may shed light on program goals. Example, program review reports, mission and vision statements, accrediting agencies, documents, etc. List the most important goals identified in the sources listed above. Find sources and materials that would help you establish a well-structured program goal. You may use existing review reports on your program. Use those negative feedbacks as basis on what to improve to the program and state it as your goal. Using accrediting agency documents like qualification standard from different accrediting agency will also give you an idea of what you need to consider in structuring your goals. Prioritize the list of important goals in terms of their importance to your program and their contribution to a student's knowledge, abilities, attitudes, and values. Also consider that these goals you have in mind are relevant to the mission statement of the school. Review of other program goals. Often, broad overarching goal statements are quite similar from program to program and from institution to institution. Looking at what it is in use elsewhere can reaffirm or serve as a starting point for brainstorming, hence what is called benchmarking. Observing what may be effective to programs might be effective to your program as well. Note also that those ideas that does not show desirable result from their programs may be, if not, try to avoiding it, modify that one, making it more efficient. From this concept, you may build your goals. Those are the possible approaches for setting goals. Now, let us discuss what the developing objectives. Let us first define what is objectives. Objectives are brief, clear statements that describe the desired outcomes of instruction. That is, the specific skills, values, and attitudes students should exhibit that reflects the broader goals. Unlike a goal, an objective indicates a specific learning outcomes, according to Steer and Domenico 2002. A goal may need multiple objectives to measure it. All objectives should be measurable, according to Major. Measurable objectives allows instructor to observe when students succeed or fail, to learn specific tasks indicated in those objectives. It is said that when the objectives are met, their corresponding goals is said to be achieved. It is clear that objectives are more simpler than the goals, and that the achievement of the goals are based on the achievement of these objectives. It is like goals, but are narrowed down to more specific context and concept rather. Now, let us discuss how do we develop SMART objectives for academic program using the acronym SMART. What is SMART? S for specific, M for measurable, A for attainable, R for relevant, and T for time-bounded. First, let us discuss the S, specific. What do we want to accomplish? Why specific reason, purpose, or benefits of accomplishing the objective? Who is involved? Which identify requirements, essentially attributes, and constraints. Objectives are specific in nature. It should identify exactly what it aims to accomplish. The description is written in such a way that anyone reading the objective will most likely interpret it in the same way. Thus, it is not ambiguous. It is specific. Next one. Measurable. Measuring progress helps you to stay on track, reach target dates, and experience the success of achievement. Guiding questions are: how much are we looking for? How many are we seeking? How will you know when it is accomplished? It refers to the extent to which something can be evaluated against some standards. An objective with a quality measurement would describe a requirement in terms of accuracy, format, within guidelines. Objectives need to be assessed if whether they are achieved or not. That's why it should be measurable. Next one. We have A, attainable. Goals must be realistic and attainable. Goals are neither out of reach nor below standard performance, as this may be considered meaningless. This means when objectives is considered attainable, it does not mean we will just aim below the standard. It just emphasizes that the objective should be or is possible to be achieved. Guiding questions: how can the goal be accomplished? Does the goal represent an objective toward which you are both willing and able to work? Is the goal both high and realistic? Does the goal represent substantial progress? Next one. We have R, relevant. Choose goals that matters. Goals that are relevant to your leadership, to the stakeholders, and to the school community. Relevant goals, when met, drive the department, the division, and the organization forward. It should also be considered whether an objective is relevant or important to the team and other stakeholders. Objectives related to your organization missions and guiding principle are more likely to promote unity. Objective support by other stakeholders will lead to greater level of success. When you identify goals that are most important to you, you begin to figure out ways you can make them come true. You develop the attitude, abilities, skills, and financial capacity to reach them. There is power on motivation that makes an individual do greater things. In this aspect, your motivation is achieving your objective. It is something that is important to you, that in achieving it, you will have self-satisfaction. Next, a goal that supports or is in aligned with other goals would be considered a relevant goal. If it is, are worthwhile, are set at the right time, match other efforts and needs, are assigned to the right person, area, or group, and lastly can be modified as needed. The last one, we have T. Time-based or time-bounded. Goals must be grounded with a time frame, giving them a target date. A commitment to a deadline helps a team focus their efforts on completion of the goal on or before the due date. Objectives should be achievable with a specific time frame that isn't so soon as to prevent success or so far away as to encourage procrastination on the members. This part of the SMART goal criteria is intended to prevent goals from being overtaken by the day-to-day or crisis that invariably arises in the school. Even though conflicts may occur which may hinder the ongoing process of achieving a certain objective, being time-bounded of objective as a nature allows it to not be left behind and make it less important against others of there will be a deadline to be kept in mind. Here are some tips for designing time limits. Provide a time frame for the completion of the objectives and describe what can be done in 6 months and 6 weeks or today. Now these are how do we make SMART objectives for academic program. The S, specific, M, measurable, A, attainable, R, relevant, and T, time-based or time-bounded. Next one, let us discuss what are the difference between goals and objective. Both goals and objective use the language of outcomes. The characteristic which distinguish goals from objective is the level of specificity. Goals express intended outcomes in general terms, and objective express them in specific terms. Again, goals are in general term, while objective is in specific. The distinction between goals and objective is actually pretty commonsensical. In the context, goals generally refers to the higher order ambitions you have for your students, while objectives are the specific measurable competencies which you would assess in order to decide whether your school had met the mission. Okay, let us look at this comparison chart. When we talk about scope, goals are broad in the sense that goals are general intentions and are not specific enough to be measured, while objectives are precise. Objectives are set for certain tasks in particular. Next one, when we talk about specificity, goals are general intentions towards the attainment of something, while objectives are specific, precise action for the accomplishment of a specific task. When it comes to measurement, goals may not be strictly measurable or tangible, while objective must be measurable and tangible. Dun sa SMART natin kanina. And time frame, it is longer term. As sabi kanina, general term, and objective is mid to short term because it is specific. It is example here, our example of a goal and objective. Goals, student will work effectively as a team leader. Yun yung ating goal. Objectives, when asked to work on a group project, student will be able to define an achievable project goal that is agreed by the majority of the group members. Value other members' inputs by incorporating good ideas and suggestions in the project. Look at the objectives. These are specific actions or competencies that would help you to achieve your goal. Yun siya. So let us have a recap of the whole report. We have the mission statement, which is the founding purpose of an institution. We have the setting goals, which are longer in terms and general, and developing objectives, which are more specific than the other two. That will be all my report, and that is the end of my report. I am once again the JAYSON A. BADUA, your reporter. Thank you for listening.